Yeah, we're a cup. Yeah, you guys. Good morning. I'm Sprinkles, and I am definitely the reason you're here today because there's no Shadowrun. It's just me, and I guess you. Hi, I'm Cheryl, aka Muppet Aphrodite, and this is Sprinkles, my partner in Twitch crime. And good morning. Let me know when you guys get the signal, and yeah. Folks are poking the screen with a stick in the chat room, and I hope that works out for you. Yeah, what? Why aren't the... Hi, Paladin Hulk! There we go! There may be a little bit of lag today. Yes, no drop frames on our end, but, hello! Yes. So how are you guys doing? Yeah, did you have a good week? Anything interesting happening? Let's see. Yeah, it's been a while since we just kind of hung out puppet time. Like, it's weird not to have the Shadowrun music on. Yes, good. Everyone's here. Hi, Crit Twitch. Hi, Techie Carer. Hi, Cheryl's mom. Hi, everybody. Hi, Demolition. Yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood today because I'm probably going to get more attention than I have for like 6 months. Life was busy. It's still busy, but since we're done with the Shadowrun game, we get a little bit more love. Let's fix it. You're just not as youthful a puppet as you used to be. That's what. Ah! Yeah. So, a couple things to note. We're still close to the 500 follower mark. So if we get the 500 follower mark, we get another puppet. Yeah. And hi, Abby Marie. Hi. Oh God, what? It's 90 degrees where you are, Demolition. Oh, that's right. In other places, it's summer. In Seattle, it is not summer. It's not raining currently, which is fine. Yeah. But hi, Silly Sunny, you're not doing my mouth right. Yeah, well, it's morning, and as you can see, my coffee's only half empty. Can I have some? No, you may not. This is bullshit! So, I think the biggest thing this week that is exciting is that the BattleTech beta shipped, and my character's in it! I did the recording session back in November, I think, and so it's been like a long time, and I didn't want to talk about it super much until and Mitch confirmed that I was in it like a month or two ago, and so I kind of mentioned to you guys, but I've worked on games. I know how this goes. Stuff happens, and so I didn't want to assume, but she's a real mech warrior now. Your name is Apex. That's pretty cool. I could deal with that. Apex. Yes. Oh, Abby Marie says, I don't believe Sprinkles is getting old. You don't look a day over 5. Why, thank you, Abby Marie. You are a lovely lady and a scholar. Yes, clearly she knows her stuff. Hi to Hods. Hi. So, hi, it's Jari. Hi, good morning. So yeah, that's very exciting. I don't have a beta key, so I haven't played it, but I've seen the gameplay videos and Apex and in there, and I'm getting all sorts of reports from folks about how she's doing in battle, which is fun. She's way cooler than me. Thank you for the host. Also, the banner is you should fix the Z order. Fix it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Just gonna pop that down there. Yeah, okay. Oh, whoops. Too far. There we go. Yeah, I don't know how this stuff works, but yes. Thank you for the host. Yes. Apex, yeah, like Apex Predator, yeah. The Apex Predator is like bald eagles, people who don't get predated by other things. Predated? Is that a word? I don't know if it is. I should probably find out. Yeah, Twitch needs to work on this. Like, if someone's already in a channel and it's not streaming, it needs to push. It needs to refresh. It needs to push. I feel like we have the technology for that, and people run into it all the time when streams buffer or go down or something. Yeah, and that's I agree with you. They should like get on that. Yeah. Let's scooch in a little bit. Let's get comfy. It's gonna be a while. App is not letting you host. That's okay. It is fine. Today is chill. Today is chill. We are... Hi, Exter. Did I say hi? Hi, Krillin. Hi. 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 You don't have to say hi to me. Yeah, but I like saying hi. So, what we're going to do today, I have a couple of books I stole from my... Well, this one is actually mine. This one is mine. But most of the Shakespeare books in the house I steal from my husband's bookshelf because he is a Shakespeare actor, so he has a lot of those things. And it's been a while since Sprinkles got to work for Dramatic Chops. She did a lovely job with some of the characters in Shadowrun, let's be honest. But, monologues from Shakespeare was kind of where we got this whole channel started, so nice to come back to that. And, it's... I kind of have an idea in my head for when I'm stuck at... So, I think everybody's regulars here, right? Good morning, 4am Critter. Hello. Hello from the skies. 4am Critter, are you on a plane? What? Are you streaming or are you just in chat? Huh? There is someone in the air watching us right now. That is so cool. Oh my god. How's the weather, 4am Critter? Oh my... Are there any monsters on the wing? Be careful of those. And offer them cookies if there are. There may be friendly monsters. Yes. That's so cool. The future is now. What? I've never heard of anybody getting enough bandwidth on a plane to stream at all. I didn't have enough Wi-Fi on my flight to Portugal to load a full web page. So good for you, 4am Critter. What airline is that? They have figured out the future and the internet, and that is good for them. The Mafia is all happy. Oh, I'm so relieved to hear there are no monsters, 4am Critter. You're an important member of the Mafia, and you need to take care of yourself. Look, I got a pointing finger. That's you. I want you. Yeah. You have to fix that, though, for the monologues, or not. I don't care. So other things, it's there's a great exhibit in Seattle right now, the Henson Imagination and Touring exhibit, which I am still pissed you did not bring me to. I'm sorry, the bloodletting, we talked about that. But anyway, it's a great exhibit, and it certainly got me more inspired for doing some puppet stuff again. Although, obviously, what I do is not traditional Muppet puppeteering, because I would have to be off screen, and that's it's not exactly compatible with Twitch. Although I'm not opposed to it at times, and I think this is a long roundabout way of saying that. I've got some medical things coming up, and I have surgery in July, and I think. There will be several weeks where I'm just completely incommunicado, but I will be stuck at home, and I'm wondering if I can maybe convince Dave to do some scenes with Sprinkles, where she reads one half and he does the actual other half. I don't know. I think I could probably convince him to do it, with my, make a sad face, my sad surgery recovery face, and we'll see what happens. Demolition asks, what microphone do I use? It's a Blue Snowball. Paladin Hulk, that's a very interesting point. It is rude to point sometimes in some cultures. That's why the Disney people in the parks always use 2 fingers, and you have to demonstrate, because I do not have the correct number of fingers, but they always use 2 fingers, and also flight attendants do that. But those cultures don't account for less than 5 fingers, so it's really hard. Like if I put 2 fingers out, then it just looks like. I mean That's not really pointing. That just looks like peace. So yeah, I have some tools at my disposal, Krellin. The puppy dog is yeah. Dave might be a sport for it. He does love Shakespeare, and I don't know if performing it with a puppet would make him happy or sad. I don't think Romeo and Juliet. I don't think we have a copy of that here. I think that's one of those ones Steve doesn't like. But I'm sure this play. Maybe we could find a couple of scenes because we're not going to read the whole play. I will be in recovery. I'll be lucky if I make 20 minutes. But theoretically, putting a puppet up is something I should be able to do. Sit up, something I won't be able to do. But Sprinkles a costume, well, that's possible. It's tough. Headgear is tough because her head is very big. And, there's no ears to attach things to. So, but, and the other thing is with puppet costumes, the sleeves are tough. Although, because her arm is not very big, but her hand is big and it's got to fit through. This robe worked out really well, and the strap, scarves can work well. Titus Andronicus, we do have that. Titus Andronicus, though, to HUDs, I'm not even sure that play satisfies Twitch terms of service. That is, pardon my French, a fucked up play. We went to see that a couple of last year at Seattle Shakespeare Company. It was the first date night we kind of had in a while, and afterwards I'm like, well, that was romantic with all the rape and the murder. It's very, yeah, it's good. Yeah, those are the date nights you get married to a Shakespearean actor. Mom, I will not be up for doing that the week I'm recovering. I remember what it was like to be on 2 Percocet every 3 hours, and that's not going to be. I will be lucky to form coherent sentences, much less hold a puppet up and lip sync it at even approximately correct intervals. The other thing we might do is do some offline videos or something, and we could do that so we could edit. Not everything has to be on Twitch. So let's see. Pyramus and Thisbe. What is that?
Extra, what is Pyramus and Thisbe?
Yeah. Paladin Hulk, that's very benevolent of you. He says that I should rest, and Sprinkles and Dave will stream on their own.
Yes, just me. I like that idea, Paladin Hulk.
So I don't. As you like it, that could be fun too. Yeah. So those are things we could play with, because I will be stuck not working. No, Sprinkle Dave. Dave is a good sport, but puppeteering and voices are not something I think he wants to do. Well, it's he has other voices, but yeah. So should we do some stuff? Are there more
is there anything else you got? You were talking about that exhibit.
Well, mainly just to say I've been inspired and stuff, and I would like to do some more Muppet style puppetry at some point, because there's more room to do the handwork and things like that. But in Twitch, this is better, even though I'm not a ventriloquist and you can see my mouth moving.
I like to think I'm moving her mouth. Yeah.
So Satyrs right up Sprinkles alley. That's true. And I forget how I managed this. Was I taking her off and putting her on again? Because finding the monologues. Let's see. Finding the monologues. Oh, we're at the beginning of King Henry IV. I don't think we've done this one. And this is one of those shows I have not seen yet. But there's an opening monologue here, and it's King.
I like regal people. Yeah.
So we could give that a shot. This is funny though, because it's good. It's so many page turns, because this is, I don't think you can see just the stuff at the top is the dialogue. So the monologue is spread over 3 pages. I'm just why are you doing this to me? Didn't you know a puppet was going to be reading this and needed focus? Yeah. Demolition wants to see As You Like It with Stephen King's It.
No one should see anything with Stephen King's It. That's just... No, Demolition. No.
So yeah, let's... it feels weird not having music, but I know if I put music on, that it's going to trigger all the copyright stuff when I post this later.
Hi, Orchist. I think I'm saying that right. It's good to see you. See you coming out of lurking there.
Yeah. So great. Let's try this. I was worried about lag, but I see Krellin agrees with Sprinkles about no. So good. So we're gonna do King Henry IV, Part 1. And when I'm doing this is mostly cold. We're just having fun. This is not like Cheryl rehearsed this shit beforehand. This is like I pulled this book from my husband's shelf 15 minutes ago and just kind of opened it to stuff. And we're gonna give this a shot.
I want to block you.
Well, I do need to read the book, you know.
Well, do better.
Oh, okay. She's... You see what I have to put up with.
Can you read the stage direction, please?
She wants me involved, but she doesn't want me present. That's okay. Well, enter the king, Lord John of Lancaster, Earl of Westmoreland, with others.
The others don't matter.
Yes.
So shaken as we are, so one with care, find we a time for frighted peace to pant and breathe short-winded accents of new broils, to be commenced in strands afar remote. No more the thirsty entrance of this soil shall daub her lips with her own children's blood. No more shall trenching war channel her fields, nor bruise her flowerets with the armed hoofs of hostile paces. Those opposed eyes, which, like the meteors of a troubled heaven, all of one nature, of one substance bred, did lately meet in the intestine shock and furious close of civil butchery, shall now in mutual well-beseeming ranks march all one way, and be no more opposed against acquaintance, kindred, and allies. The edge of war, like an ill-sheathed knife, no more shall cut his master. Therefore, friends, as far... Could you not knock the book over? I'm sorry. We're going to back it up a bit. The edge of war, like an ill-sheathed knife, no more shall cut his master. Therefore, friends, as far as to the sepulchre of Christ, whose soldier now, under whose blessed cross we are impressed and engaged to fight, forthwith with a power of English shall we levy, whose arms were molded in their mother's womb, to chase these pagans in these holy fields, over whose acres walked those blessed feet, which 1400 years ago were nailed for our advantage on the bitter cross. But this, our purpose, now is 12-month old, and bootless 'tis, tell you, we will go. Therefore we meet not now. Then let me hear of you, my gentle cousin Westmoreland, what yesternight our council did decree in forwarding this dear expedience.
That's King John. Take that, pagans! Yeah! So that's, and do you want to have a conversation with yourself? I don't know if we need to go back and forth like this. I mean, it's not such a bad. We could continue. We could do Westmoreland. You're gonna have to do a different character though. And I don't know if you've been rehearsing different characters. You mostly have the sort of regal one.
Yeah, I could try. And we could just see. I could try to do British accent.
Oh, that's I don't know.
Well, let's try.
So after that monologue, then Westmoreland pipes in. I believe they're surrounded by other nobles, but Westmoreland is the one that the king has addressed. So here we go.
My liege, this haste was hot in question, and many limits of the charge set down. But yesternight, when all athwart there came a post from Wales, loaden with heavy news, whose worst was that the noble Mortimer, leading the men of Herefordshire. I'm just going to call this town Herefordshire. Okay. Leading the men of Herefordshire to fight against the irregular and wild Glendower, was by the rude hands of that Welshman taken. 1,000 of his people butchered, upon whose dead corpse there was such misuse, such beastly, shameless transformation by those Welshwomen done, as may not be without much shame retold of or spoken of.
There's a lot going on, and I'm not sure I'm lip syncing her terribly well because I'm also reading, but we're just going to keep going. That's extra. That's a bit of a burn. So, the king.
It seems then that the tidings of this broil break off our business for the Holy Land. Now Westmoreland replies. This matched with other did, my gracious lord, for more uneven and unwelcome news came from the north, and thus it did import. On Holyrood Day, the gallant Hotspur there, young Harry Percy, and brave Archibald, that ever valiant and approved Scot, at Humbleton met, where they did spend a sad and a bloody hour, as by discharge of their artillery and shape of likelihood the news was told, for he that brought them in the very heat and pride of their contention did take horse, uncertain of the issue any way. This is the king again. Here is a dear, true, industrious friend, Sir Walter Blount, new lighted from his horse, stained with the variation of each soil, betwixt that Humbleton and that seat, this seat of ours. And he hath brought us smooth and welcome news. The Earl of Douglas is discomfited. 10,000 bold Scots, 22 knights, balked in their own blood, did Sir Walter see on Humbleton's plains. Balked? Oh, okay, there's a definition here. It says balked, heaped up, but with some, but also thwarted. So there's like two meanings. Okay, so that's awkward. That's a pile of people that are dead. Thanks, Shakespeare! Okay, I'm going to continue. King, I'm the king again. 10,000 bold Scots, 22 knights, balked in their own blood, did Sir Walter see on Humbleton's plains. Of prisoners Hotspur took Murdoch, Earl of Fife, and eldest son to beaten Douglas, and the Earl of the Toll, of Moray, Angus, and Menteith. And is this not an honourable spoil? A gallant prize? Ha! Cousin, is it not? In faith, it is a conquest for a prince to boast of. I think Westmoreland should be here, and then King should be... but we're just going to do what we can. My wrist only bends so many ways. Okay! Yea, there thou makest me sad, and makest me sin in envy that my lord Northumberland should be the father to so blessed a son who is the theme of honor's tongue, amongst a grove of the very straightest plant, who is sweet fortune's minion and her pride, whilst I, by looking on the praise of him, where's my line? See riot and dishonor stain the brow of my young Harry. Oh, that it could be proved that some night-tripping fairy had exchanged in cradle clothes our children where they lay, and called mine Percy, and his Plantagenet. Oh, that's that name. Plantagenet? I don't know. Then I would have his Harry, and he mine. Why is everyone named Harry? Anyone? I don't know. Continuing. But that him from my thoughts. What think you, cause of this young Percy's pride? The prisoners which he in his adventure hath surprised to his own use, he keeps, and sends me word I shall have none but Murdoch, Earl of Fife. This is his uncle's teaching. This is Worcester, malevolent to you in all aspects, which makes him prune himself and bristle up the crest of youth against your dignity. But I have sent for him to answer this, and for this cause, a while we must neglect our holy purpose to Jerusalem. Cousin, on Wednesday next, our council we will hold at Windsor. So, inform the lords, but come yourself with speed to us again. For what more is to be said and to be done than out of anger can be uttered? I will, my liege.
Okay. That's the end of scene 1-1. We just did a whole scene. Sprinkles, they're giving you praise.
What? I want to read it! Demolition says, this is so good, Sprinkles, you're a natural actress. Thank you, Demolition. Thank you. Oh, I love the praise. I do. I love it. Why don't you give me more praise?
Well, I can't encourage you. So, yeah. How you guys doing? Is this fun? Is it not fun? Because we can switch and play games and stuff. I don't know. This is the weird part of Twitch where it's like chat stops and I'm playing with a puppet on air and we're doing a weird thing. And I'm like, I don't know if people are interested or not. Like, I want to see who's in the chat room. We'll go and see and like, let's reload. Oh, God. Yeah, there's a bunch of you guys. Hi, everybody.
Oh, I see the list now, so I can see hi, Chorusite. Hi, Corazar. Hi, Get the Butter. Hi, Maka Bremen. And my love, I remember you from last week. You follow. Welcome. And Orchist, and Our Green Paradox, and Thistleweed, and William. Yeah, it's good. This is good. You should continue to remember to move my mouth. That's kind of how puppetry works. We could turn monologue to dialogue. Yeah, I don't know how that would go. That would be advanced. Exterior. We'd have to figure out what to do about these arms. Maybe I could find like clips to do. Because like when sitting, that's the other thing. These are designed for standing use. You can see how when I hold her up like this, the rod controls kind of hit right where my hand is, and it's kind of natural. But when I'm sitting, they bump up against my legs all the time, so there's like a range of motion I can't get. Yeah, so yeah. Might have some page issues. That's true, Demolition. I would have to, like, having to at once. That's why I'm like, it's more likely that Dave coming on air would be a thing, because then we can, yeah. Orchrist, you're doing this and playing BattleTech. That is some cognitive dissonance. It's impressive. I mean, it's one thing to like watch TV and then do something that's kind of like neutral, but both of these things are unique, and your brain's probably like, what the hell is going on?
Yes. So, it looks like the next scene is Prince and Falstaff, but it's a lot more back and forth. I don't know if I could. I mean, we can try. We've never tried going consecutively through and just seeing how things go. I have a limited number of voices, so she's gonna have to like reuse them from scene to scene, and we'll have to give you context. But I think the Prince of Wales probably needs his own accent, but I don't know what it would be, because with Sprinkles, she's already got a bit of a voice, and so there's like so many things we can do. But let's give scene 1-2 a shot. We'll see how it goes. Falstaff and the Prince just come in. It's Sprinkles also gonna do voice stuff. Well, Sprinkles' voice could certainly, if someone wanted to hire me to do like cartoons or something. And the goal this year was to do several voiceover demo reels, but then the tumors happened, and I've been kind of focusing on that instead of going to the studio and doing the demo reels.
Prometheus, thank you for Sprinkles looks so pretty today. Thank you. I'm gonna, because you're here, I want to put the crown on again, although I can't wear it while I'm doing monologues because it falls off. But yeah,
although that could be a way for you to distinguish the prince, I think it would limit your emotional range, and so I'm loath to do that.
Yeah. Behold my resplendence! I am Queen Sprinkles. Yes. Keep applauding. Yes. Yes. Okay, keep applauding. Okay. I'm gonna take it off now. I like it though.
So let's settle in for scene 1-2. Prince of Wales and Sir John Falstaff. Falstaff comes first. We're going to reuse the sort of Westmoreland accent because I don't even know if he comes back. Falstaff probably happens more often. Let's see. Still trying to get this. And we could, I could adjust the camera. And then if it's a little higher, then I could probably roll her higher. And then I'm not hitting my legs as much. Well, I don't know. This is a more dramatic angle, though, so we could give it a shot. Enter Prince of Wales and Sir John Falstaff. This is Falstaff.
Now, Hal, what time of day is it, lad? Thou art so fat-witted with drinking of old sack, and unbuttoning thee after supper, and sleeping upon benches afternoon, that thou hast forgotten to demand that truly which thou wouldst truly know. I don't like this angle. It's like,
Okay, we'll move it back. She's very particular.
What a devil hast thou to do with the time of the day? Unless hours were cups of sack, and minutes capons, and clocks the tongues of bawds, and dials the sun. The page keeps flipping.
Let's try this again. Let's try the prince all again. 4 a.m. critter. Aren't you on a plane? Yeah, I think your feed is most likely delayed. The fact that you can watch this at all is kind of insane. Kind of insane. So let's take this again. Maybe the page will not flip as much. I don't really know how to make that happen. Let's try this mouse.
Oh, can I eat it?
I don't know why she likes eating electronics so much. I let her watch Cookie Monster, and you know how that goes. She learned it by watching him. So, let's try this all again. Maybe with less page flippy, drifty bits.
Now, Hal, what time of day is it, lad? Prince. Thou art so fat-witted with drinking of old sack, and unbuttoning thee after supper, and sleeping upon benches afternoon, that thou hast forgotten how to demand that truly which thou wouldst truly know. What a devil hast thou to do with the time of the day? Unless hours were cups of sack, and minutes capons, and clocks the tongues of bawds, and dials the signs of leaping houses, and the blessed sun himself a fair hot wench in flame-coloured taffeta, I see no reason why thou shouldst be so superfluous as to demand the time of day. Indeed, you come near me now, Hal, For we that take purses go by the moon and 7 stars, and not by Phoebus, he that wandering night so fair. And I prithee, sweet wag, when thou art a king, as God save thy grace, majesty, I should say, for grace thou wilt have none. What? None? No, by my troth, not so much as will serve to be prologue to an egg and butter. Well, how then? Come roundly, which apparently means to the point. Marry then, sweet wag, when thou art king, let not us that are squires of the night's body be called thieves of the day's beauty. Let us be Diana's foresters, gentlemen of the shade, minions of the moon, and let page turn. Men say we be men of good government, being governed as the sea is by our noble and chaste mistress the moon, under whose countenance we steal. Thou sayest well, and it holds. This is the prince again. Thou sayest well, and it holds well too. For the fortune of us that are the moon's men doth ebb and flow like the sea, being governed as the sea is by the moon. As for proof now, a purse of gold most resolutely snatched on Monday night, and most dissolutely spent on Tuesday night morning, got with swearing, lay by, and spent with crying, bring in. Lay by is apparently lay aside your arms, and bring in is apparently a call to a tavern waited for service. So, this is the prince is talking about stealing, basically. Yes. Hi, Thistleweed. Hi. You watched the Corporate's Christmas special on a plane. How are you people watching things on planes? How are you getting that kind of Wi-Fi? Anyway, we're going to continue with the prince's current monologue where he's talking about stealing shit. Let's see. Let's continue with. As for proof now, a purse of gold most resolutely snatched. It's my new accent for the prince keeps changing. Yeah, we're still finding it. It's 10:40 in the morning. Just deal with it. Okay. Can you do better? Oh, sprinkles. Jeez. As for proof now, again, pick one. Sprinkles. As for proof now, a purse of gold most resolutely snatched on Monday night, and most dissolutely spent on Tuesday morning, got with swearing, lay by, and spent with crying, bring in. Now in as low an ebb as the foot of the ladder, and by, in as high as the flow as the ridge of the gallows. This is Falstaff again. By the Lord, thou say'st true, lad, and is not my hostess of the tavern a most sweet wench? As the honey of Hybla, my old lad of the castle, and is not a buff jerkin a most sweet robe of durance? I don't even know. Can we look up sweet robe of durance? It's supposed to be a long lasting garment, but apparently it may also be a sexual pun. Well, let's try that again. Let's try that exchange between Falstaff and the prince again, because they're being very bawdy. By the Lord, thou sayest true, lad, and is not my hostess of the tavern a most sweet wench? As the honey of Hybla, my old lad of the castle, and is not a buff jerkin a most sweet robe of durance? How now, mad wag? What in thy quips and thy quiddities? What a plague have I to do with a buff jerkin? Why, what a pox have I to do with my hostess of the tavern? Well, thou hast called her to a reckoning many a time enough. Did I ever call for thee to pay thy part? Here, I'll give you thy due. Thou hast paid all there. Yea, and elsewhere, so far as my coin would stretch, and where it would not, I have used my credit. Yea, and so used it that were it not here, Falstaff's making pen. Yea, and so used it that were it not here apparent that thou art heir apparent, but I prithee, sweet lag, shall there be gallows standing in England when you art king? Not you, when thou art king? And resolution thus fubbed, as it is with the rusty curb of old Father Antic the law, do not thou, when thou art king, hang a thief. No, thou shalt. Should I? Oh, rare, by the Lord, I'll be a brave judge. Thou judgest false already. I mean, thou shalt have the hanging of the thieves, and so become a rare hangman. Well, how well. And in some sort, it jumps with my humour, as well as waiting in the court, I can tell you. For obtaining of suits, yea, for obtaining of suits, whereof the hangman hath no lean wardrobe. Sblood, I am melancholy as a glib cat, or a lugged bear, or an old lion, or a lover's lute, yea, or the drone of a Lincolnshire bagpipe. What sayest thou to a hare, or the melancholy of Mordich? Thou hast the most unsavoury similes, and art indeed the most comparative, rascaliest, sweet young prince. But how, I prithee, trouble me no more with vanity. I would to God thou and I knew where a commodity of good names were to be bought. An old lord of the council rated me the other day in the street, and about you, sir, but I mocked him not, and yet he talked very wisely, but I regarded him not, and yet he talked wisely, and in the street too. Thou didst well, for wisdom cries out in the street, and no man regards it. Thou hast damnable iteration, and art indeed able to corrupt a saint. Thou hast done much harm upon me, Hal. God forgive thee for it. Before I knew thee, Hal, I knew nothing. And now am I, if a man should speak truly, little better than one of the wicked. I must give over this life, and I will give it over. By the Lord, and I do not, I am a villain. I'll be damned for never a king's son in Christendom. Christensen is a different thing. Where shall we take a purse tomorrow, Jack? Zounds, well, thou wilt, lad. I'll make one, and I do not. Call me villain, and baffle me. I see a good amendment in life in thee, from praying to purse-taking. Why, Hal, 'tis my vocation, Hal. 'Tis no sin for a man to labour in his vocation. Poins! Oh, there's another guy. Oh, great. Now shall we know if Gadshill have set a match? Oh, if men were to be saved by merit, what hole in hell were hot enough for him? This is the most omnipotent villain that ever cried, stand to a true man. This is so awkward here. Maybe if I do this and she moves forward. Good morrow, Ned. This is Poins now. I don't know what Poins is going to sound like. What? Good morrow, sweet Hal. What says Monsignor Remorse? What says Sir John Sack and Sugar, Jack? How agrees the devil and thee about thy soul, that thou soldest him on Good Friday for last a cup of Madeira and a cold capon's leg?
Like a Cookie Monster thing. Does this scene ever end? My arm is like, holy shit. Okay, we're going to power through this, but that's going to be the end of the Shakespeare for today because my arm's already burning. But let's continue. We now have 3 people in the scene. Poins, Prince, and Falstaff. And we're trying our best to let Sprinkles do all of them at once. This is the Prince.
Sir John. No, that's Falstaff's voice.
Demolition asks, what are those poofy neck things called? They're ruffs. Yeah, ruffs. Is that what you're looking for Sprinkles? That could work if it attaches around the back. It constricts emotion, but so let's try this some more.
Sir John stands to his word. The devil shall have his bargain, for he was never yet a breaker of proverbs. He will give the devil his due.
Points.
Then thou art damned for keeping thy word with the devil. Else he had been damned for cozening the devil. But my lads, tomorrow morning by 4 o'clock early at Gad's Hill, there are pilgrims going to Canterbury with rich offerings and traders riding to London with fat purses. I have vizards for you all. You have horses for yourselves. Gad's Hill lies tonight in Rochester. I have bespoke supper tomorrow night in Eastcheap. We may do it as secure as sleep. If you will go, I will stuff your purses full of crowns. If you will not, tarry at home and be hanged. Hear ye, Edward, if I tarry at home and go not, I'll hang you for going. You will, Chops? Hal, wilt thou make me one? Who? I, Rob? A thief? Not I, by my faith. There's neither honesty, manhood, nor good fellowship in thee. Now thou canst not of the blood royal, if thou darest not stand for 10 shillings. Well then, once in my days, I'll be a madcap. Boy, that's well said. Well, come what will, I'll tarry at home. By the Lord, I'll be a traitor then when thou art king. I care not. Sir John, I prithee, leave the prince and me alone. I will lay him down such reasons for the adventure that he will go. That he shall go. Well, God give thee the spirit of persuasion, and him the ears of profiting, that what thou speakest may move, and what he hears may be believed, that the true prince may, for recreation's sake, prove a false thief. For the poor abuses of the time want countenance. Farewell. You shall find me in Eastcheap. Farewell the latter spring, farewell all Hallowtown summer.
Exit Falstaff. Now we're back down to 2 again.
Now, my good sweet honey lord, ride with us tomorrow. I have a jest to execute that I cannot manage alone. Falstaff, Peto, Barrel, and Gad's Hill shall rob those men that we have already waylaid. Yourself and I will not be there. And when they have the booty, if you and I do not rob them, cut this head off from my shoulders. How shall we part with them in setting forth? Why, we shall set forth or before or after them, and appoint them a place of meeting, wherein it is at our pleasure to fail. And then they will adventure on the exploit themselves, which they shall no sooner have achieved, but will set upon them. Yea, but 'tis like that they will know us by our horses.
When did the prince become more English and proper? I don't know. But having trouble keeping the lower voice for Poins down, so we'll just see. Prince is over here. Poins is looking at the camera.
Hi, Gunslinger Andy. We're doing Henry IV. Couple scenes. Yeah, glad you could join us.
So let's back up a little bit.
Why, we will set forth before or after them, and appoint them a place of meeting, wherein it is at our pleasure to fail. And then they will adventure upon the exploit themselves, which they shall have no sooner achieved than we'll set upon them. Yea, but 'tis like that they will know us by our horses, by our habits, and by every other appointment to be ourselves. Tat our horses they shall not see. I'll tie them in the wood. Our vizards we will change after we leave them. And, sirrah, I have cases of buckram for the knots to emask our noted outer garments. Yea, but I doubt they will be too hard for us. Well, for 2 of them, I know them as to be true-bred cowards as ever turned back, and for the 3rd, if he fight longer than he sees reason, I'll forswear arms. The virtue of this jest will be the incomprehensible lies that this same fat rogue will tell us when we shall meet at supper, how 30 he at least fought with, what wards, what blows, what extremities he endured, and in the reproof of this lives the jest. Well, I'll go with thee. Provide us all things necessary, and meet me tomorrow night in Eastcheap. There I'll sup. Farewell. Farewell, my lord.
Hi, Voroth. Hi, GSA. Hi. There's one more monologue from the prince, and then I think we're done with this for the day.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do my monologue as the prince. Hi, Fractali. Hi. Welcome. We're just finishing up scene 1, 2 of Henry IV. Yeah, part 1, obviously. I know you all, and will a while uphold the unyoked humor of your idleness. Yet herein I will imitate the sun, who doth permit the base contagious clouds to smother his beauty from the world, that when he please again to be himself, being wanted, he may be more wondered at by breaking through the foul and ugly mists of vapors that did seem to strangle him. If all the year were playing holidays, to sport would be as tedious as to work. But when they seldom come, they wished for come, and nothing pleaseth but rare accidents. So when this loose behavior I throw off, and pay the debt I never promised, by how much better than my word I am? By so much shall I falsify men's hopes, and like bright metal on a sullen ground, my reformation, glittering o'er my fault, shall show more goodly, and attract more eyes than that which has no foil to set it off. I'll so offend to make offense a skill, redeeming time when men think least I will. Well,
the prince has decided that people will like him better if he goes ahead and does bad things and then reforms. So he does bad things so he can be good. That's very manipulative.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! This has been Puppet Classics, starring Sprinkles!
Yeah, my hand is totally... I don't know if the lip sync was doing well during the second half because my hand is so tired after 40 minutes of doing that. Yeah, there's a break. It breaks. Paladin Hulk made a special request, and so why not? If you want the gargoyles opening text.
Tahuds wants a bow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it ain't Tony worthy, but you know, you get what you pay for, folks. And you paid nothing, so you got me! Ha, ha, ha. So, that's... Hi, Katie Cat! It's been a while. And Vurath, hi! Hi, Lady Red! I don't know if I said hello. Yes, good to see you all. But before it goes off stream,
I'm gonna have to pause chat a little bit and scroll over here to get the Paladin Hulk request up here. Okay.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. Stone by day, warriors by night. We were betrayed by the humans we had sworn to protect. Frozen in stone by a magic spell for 1,000 years. Now, here in Manhattan, the spell is broken! And we live again! We are defenders of the night! We are gargoyles! I don't know if that's what you wanted, but that's what you got!
So, Paladin Hulk.
And we live again! Glad I could bring you a little bit of joy, Paladin Hulk. Yeah. Okay. Her arm's tired. Fragile humans.
Yeah, and it's helpful when folks give us stuff to read, because otherwise I'm just kind of, poor... Oh, Tahuds, you're smiling now.
Tahuds, you're only smiling now? I feel like we should just give up on life then. We're not doing well enough. Fine.
So it's cool. You can send us requests and stuff, and you can join us in the Discord and request stuff there. Sprinkles has her own channel. Mostly monologues and stuff. The dialogue stuff is hard, and I don't know if it's engaging. But especially short snippets of stuff fall into public domain for the most part. But yes, I understand Fractal Eye using meat bags as a term of engagement.
I still can't have any coffee?
No, you can't. Okay. Well, I think Sprinkles is going to say goodbye for a while so I can rest my arm, and we might switch over to play some games, like random games. I have some stuff in some stuff folks bought off the wish list, and just try one of these things. So yeah.
Everyone, thank you